Hello, 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 hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope everyone's had a fantastic Saturday, relaxing day, chill day. We can just sit and relax a bit more. But yeah, we are 16 days, well, not 16 actually, 15 days from Premier League kicking off. We are very, very close to everything getting into gear. And yeah, regarding Arsenal, it is still some slim pickings. Let's just put it that way. Obviously, there is some talk regarding Eze that some stuff could happen. Will it happen though? That's a completely different story because this Eze stuff is starting to get on my nerves. It's really pissing me off. And whether Arsenal are going to sign him or not remains to be seen. Obviously, the hope is that it's going to happen. At the same time, go figure. Genuinely, go figure. But yeah, we are still linked with Eze. There are rumors suggesting that there is going to be a bid soon. We're going to definitely talk about that. And afterwards, we're going to talk about some bits and bobs here or there. But ultimately, one of the plans for today is actually to build an FPL squad. Because I'm not going to lie, I've done it once in my life. And I have never basically followed up on it after week one. So basically, FPL happened, the games happened, and I have never done anything to basically change it around, shift it around, and it just went with the flow. Let's just put it that way. So we're going to be doing it together in hopes that will basically genuinely somebody can help me figure out how this stuff works. Let's just put it that way. But obviously, let's see what we are doing here. Like the stream if you haven't already, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into the stuff. Big up Mubarak, big up. If Arteta brings in Brahim Diaz instead of Eze or Rodrigo, that's my opinion. Well, what if I like Brahim Diaz, just like I like Arda Güler. I'm not gonna lie, but do I envision and do I see Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid, including Florentino Perez, allowing him to leave? I'm not so sure. I'm genuinely not so sure because it looks like he's set in his ways. They are set in their ways. He's set to stay at Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso has pretty definitive and very explicit plan for everyone. So I don't think he's gonna let them go. Even Rodrigo's stuff has gone quite silent these days. It looks like he has met with Xabi Alonso, and they are saying that Xabi Alonso has presented a very decent plan, and Rodrigo apparently is still okay with it. So it looks like he actually might be staying as well. So Brahim Diaz, I think, is out of the question, even though we have been linked with him before, if I'm not mistaken. So if we get him, I wouldn't be disappointed. I genuinely would not be disappointed. Obviously, personally, I would prefer Arda Güler, but hey, it is what it is. Big up, my boss. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Big news of the day: Son is finishing his career at Spurs. Well, that is fantastic, isn't it? That is some fantastic news, to say the least. Well, for Spurs, I guess. Otherwise, I'm not like it is what it is. It's Son. So yeah, big up views. Big up views for the raid. Big up punks. Big up punks. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great time as well. Big up awesome Mikel music in the building. Big up. Like the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you don't know who Views is, Arsenal fan, covers a bit more broader content right now in terms of football and Premier League. Go subscribe to him as well. Show him some love. Big up everyone who has joined. Big up. But yeah, what we're going to kick things off today, I'm not going to lie, 9 likes, damn, that was quick. Few minutes and 9 likes already. Holy moly. I think that's the fastest we have achieved, 9 likes even. Big up to you lot. But yeah, what we're going to kick things off today is something like this. Graham Bailey has spoken on Gyökeres and how he feels around Premier League per se. And he has one word, apparently. Wow. That is the response I've had from inside the Arsenal camp when asked about Victor Gyökeres, which is quite positive. I'm not gonna lie, it's very positive that every Arsenal person in the club actually thinks of him as wow and rates him. Let's just put it that way. Although he just turned up, I am told that he could play tomorrow if the Premier League started. He is ready. So Gyökeres is ready to start. He's ready to play, but only if Premier League starts. If it's preseason, well, he comes off the bench. Obviously, we have. Next week, we have Emirates Cup. We play against Athletic Bilbao. We play against Villarreal. Will he start there? Who knows? My expectations is that he is going to start, but knowing Mikel Arteta and how much he loves Havertz, it could be a bit of a tough task actually to expect that, but we'll see. Time only will tell. Apparently, Gyökeres made it clear through the process that he is ready. Again with the process. and my word, he has blown coaches and teammates away already. Well, keep shoveling. Arsenal are not getting carried away. Respectable, but his professionalism is shining through already. Arsenal really do think they have landed a good one. Well, that is a nice change, given that we don't usually land a good one, isn't it? Like, the fact that you have to specify about Gyökeres that they have landed a good one is a bit of an interesting one, I'm not gonna lie, because everyone has seen Gyökeres' qualities in Arsenal, outside Arsenal, and everything. Well, not in Arsenal per se, but outside of Arsenal, in Coventry, of course, in Sporting Lisbon, and in Champions League, Portuguese League, Championship, everywhere. So the fact that they have to specify it is a bit of a weird one, but hey, it is what it is, I guess. First thing I did was like chat. You're the same guys. Big up, Sheldon. Hope you're doing well. Big up. Hope you had a great Saturday. Do you feel like we missed out on Isak? No, I don't. Personally, I don't. I know Isak was the alleged number one target and everything, but 150, 160 million, if we needed just one player this window, I would feel like we missed out. Maybe. But given the Arsenal situation that we need a striker, a left winger, we need a midfielder, we need number 10 and a left back, blowing all the money pretty much on one player, no matter how you look at it, no matter how much we get annoyed with the fact that we can sign like your Ketas, Norgards, and players like that, would be semi-irresponsible, let's just put it that way. Much better to address multiple positions than just one, because attack wasn't even the only issue, no matter how much we would scream about it. Because for the main issue was the attack, but you cannot neglect midfield because it has to provide for the attack. Left-back situation still bothers me. So in terms of just going for Isak, I think we didn't miss out. I think we actually did it good. I genuinely believe so. Yeah, everyone's being big up Jackie, big up. I see Arsenal content I like. Riga represent. Big up Jackie, big up. And respect for knowing the capital Latvia as well. Big up to you, my man. Big up. Oh, sorry. Big up. But yeah, this is some fantastic news if Arsenal are obviously in that level regarding, of course, Gyökeres. Now let's talk about Sesko. Obviously, everyone expects that this deal to be done and dusted for United or Newcastle, because apparently, according to David Ornstein, today in the morning, by the way, Ornstein dropped a bomb. Not literally, just figuratively. I'm just going to say it as it is. He basically told that the Newcastle have submitted a 75 plus 5, so 80 million overall bid for euros, by the way, for Benjamin Sesko, which is still, they are in no rush. They are still talking about it and everything, but overall, yeah. But overall, for Arsenal, this is the interesting statement regarding Arsenal and Benjamin Sesko per se. Arsenal conducted detailed background work on Benjamin Sesko for well over a year. However, preliminary talks suggested a deal would be expensive for a player of Sesko's largely untapped potential. Figures quoted for the transfer fee on personal terms set off alarm bells, in part because of the possible downside risk if he proved an unsuccessful signing. And this is something I like to hear, right, regarding Arsenal not signing Sesko but going for Gyökeres, yeah, 100%. At the same time, low-key, knowing Arsenal, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a bit of a damage control as well. Because there has been a bit of a backlash regarding Arsenal fans with the fact that Gyökeres didn't play more in the game against Spurs. From one, I totally understand it, but I also don't, because he just joined the team. Let's just put it that way. I think he's going to start in Emirates Cup. He's going to play against Bilbao. He's going to play against Villarreal. So we'll see what that brings. But the fact that Arsenal actually, for a change, were smart, if you believe this, it's a good thing. At the same time, as I said, cannot help but let myself go with the feeling that it is also a bit of a damage control in terms from Arsenal coming out just because we didn't get the Sesko, because looking at how much glaze, per se, Sesko got from this fan base instead of Gyökeres. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, the main one, Eberechi Eze. We're going to get to that in a second. Since we understand attack isn't the only issue, have you seen Declan Rice is a dud? I'm talking about midfield in general. In general, for me, Declan Rice is not a dud. It's just the position where he plays is not his position per se. That for me is a completely different situation regarding Declan Rice, because he's playing completely different role compared to what he played at West Ham. He's being asked to play out of position and doing things he doesn't have the abilities to do so per se. He's doing the best he can. Let's be real. He's doing some very good things, but also you cannot help but see also that he lacks in certain aspects of the game and certain aspects of the ability to basically play to the full potential of that position and that situation he's being required to play in. So for me, Declan Rice is not a dud, but the position where we play makes him to look like a dud. Because for me, I still believe that Declan Rice is a 6, put him a proper playmaker right, type of number 8 next to him, that and proper advanced 8 who can play as a 10 next to him. And I think Arsenal would look better in the attack 100%. Would we sacrifice defense in those terms? It solely depends on the player we would put in that 8th role, which basically plays advanced. Now, I've been one of those people who was saying, sign a proper left back, put Skelly there, see what sticks. Obviously, Mikel Arteta doesn't see it that way. He wants a left back. He wants an inverted left back, which means Skelly, who plays as a left back, inverts into midfield in his actually natural position where he actually looks quite decent. Hence why also, since we hold on for so much possession, we control the game. Also, his defensive abilities hasn't been put to the test to that kind of a level people might expect. And also, I strongly believe that next season, he will be exposed a bit more. Already last season, we saw some glimpses with some rash tackles, red cards. Obviously, he got a few, but one of them wasn't his fault, let's be real. But at the same time, he's not a natural left back. Defending as a left back maybe not be the best thing for him. We also had a left back in Kieran Tierney, and we let him go for nothing because Mikel Arteta didn't rate him. He didn't play left back. He wasn't the type of left back Arteta wanted. Despite that, he played him as a left wing, as a right back even. So for me, that's why I want a proper left back. That's why I want a proper play Skelly in the 8. And if our left back gets injured, actually, then you can try and put Skelly there as a left back position. Hence why I want a proper left wing and a number 10 as well, because we need to improve those two positions quite desperately. Let's just put it that way. But then again, if we sign one of those players, it means the whole team kind of needs to be changed around. And we all know that Mikel Arteta doesn't want that. He does it because whenever just one player falls out of the team due to injury, red card or something, half of the squad gets changed. They change positions, they rotate and everything, which is quite annoying, which disrupts the style, the system, the rhythm of the team and everything, no matter how much you like or dislike, obviously, the team and how they play. So it is a bit of a different story in those terms, but hey, what can you do, I guess? Arsenal win Emirates Cup, does Arteta stay? Don't get ahead of yourself. Problem is we have a natural gaffer. A natural gaffer. He's never gonna put the players in their natural positions, and that's what it feels like, because you never see these type of situations happening at the most clubs. You never see your main number 6 being pushed as a right back out of nowhere. You don't see like number 8 or number 6 play as a striker ever, pretty much. Let's be real as well. So Mikel Arteta has this weird situational obsession where he wants those Swiss Army knife type of players which he can play out of position all over the pitch, which again, as we talked about it yesterday, for me, as good as it is to some extent, it kind of ruins the team as well, because as I said, I like to have some specialists in specific positions, and if you have a player who can do, let's just say, half-ass job, let's just put it that way, not a specialist in specific role, it ruins the team. It ruins everything. It's just like for me at my job, because I can replace someone, but only to the extent of my abilities, because I don't have the abilities of the person I'm instead of. So it kind of hampers quite a bit in terms of the team and in general. Dexter's laboratory obsession, making potions and kinda, yeah. Declan Rice needs to play CDM on top left backs. Been saying that for the longest time. Yes, at 8, he's doing some good job. He's doing the best what he can. And there are games that he looks fantastically well, because the team he plays against, the style we play against, suits him to the teeth. He can afford to do the things. But when we play the teams that actually don't suit Declan Rice as a left 8, AI, for example, low blocks, right? It doesn't work for him. It genuinely does not work for him. He's kind of shoehorned into that position. He genuinely is shoehorned into that position. And there definitely could be improvements in that left 8 role, 100%. And you cannot help but feel that definitely it leaves more to be desired in those terms, 100%. Stop making excuses for Declan. He's a 6, not our 6. He holds bench for me. Well, good for you. You go buy 105 million player and put him on the bench. Fact, stop shoehorning Rice in date. Exactly. Either you basically play him as a 6, or you play 2 6s in a double pivot. Let's just put it that way. One or the other. Let's just say it as it is. Because for me, I still believe that if we played 4-2-3-1 with double pivot in 2 6s with Rice and Zubimendi, then you, for example, put Eze in the 10. You sign a left attacking mid, left wing. You have Saka on the right, and you have Gyökeres up top. It would be much more different team you are envisioning right now. Even if you keep Odegaard in the 10 and give him more free roam type of role, just like we do, for example, for the left wing, and even if we play Madueke there, right? If you give those 3 attackers in Madueke, Odegaard, and Saka, no matter how much you read them or not, I'm taking that out of the equation right now, I'm just speaking hypothetically, and you give them more free roam type of role, where they can interchange, where they can mix and match, cause a bit of chaos, make defenders even more on their toes than they actually are already, and we just don't play lopsided right wing type of football, it would generate more opportunities, more chances. And I strongly believe that if you put one of the 6s in the mix in those terms, let's just say Rice push up, or Zubimendi pushes a bit more up for the ball distribution, I think it would allow us to create more chances on the wings through the middle. And especially if we play double pivot in 4-2-3-1, we don't invert, but we actually overlap. For example, with Timber and the White on the right, and even Skelly or even Calafiori on the left, it would exploit our attacking potential. It would to the higher level. Let's just put it that way. It would allow us to be more direct. It would allow us to be more threatening, and it would allow us to be more efficient in the attack. Let's just put it that way. Because one of the biggest issues is people want to say we create enough. We actually don't, because we get 3-4 big chances in the game, which should be enough to score at least 1 or 2 goals. But we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And that was an issue, very big one last year. Obviously, it wasn't as big an initial year before, but also the second part of the season, where we basically went on a 16-game run pretty much, it painted over the cracks over the first half of the season, where we went 1-7 in December. We drew to 10-man Fulham at home and all these games. So if you combine those situations and you look them as a whole, there definitely should be tactical and systematical adjustments in the style of play from Mikel Arteta. The thing is, though, we all know how stubborn Mikel Arteta is, and obviously I don't think we're going to see it. Like, we're going to see the same football we saw against Spurs, maybe with Gyökeres and Zubimendi in the team, and when Gabriel comes back, we put him as a left center back. We actually will see a better version of that, but I still have very big doubts of that. Genuinely have very big doubts of that, because that was one of the main excuses from the top Gunners after we lost to Spurs, which we shouldn't lost even in preseason to Spurs, let's be real. They said it's only a preseason. But against Spurs, it's never a preseason, is it? Against United in preseason games, it's always never a preseason as well. Yes, we started Havertz up top. We didn't have Madueke. We played Martinelli. Trossard got injured. Nelson came on. Looked better than Martinelli and Trossard combined on that left wing, as weird as it sounds. Kivior played center back and all this stuff. You could make an argument that if we had our best players, it would be a different style and different situation. At the same time, we've seen this film before last season for almost 60 games, pretty much. And it was the same old, nothing changed. So I wouldn't put my money on that as well. Big up Adjeri and good luck with Sesko. Anyways, apparently, according to transfer.com, regarding Eze, because this is the big one, apparently Arsenal are lining up an opening bid worth over 50 million for Crystal Palace's midfielder Eberechi Eze. 50 million, you know. It's a very weird situation regarding Eze, because his his release clauses expire very, 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 very soon. If not, have they expired already, or they expired today, or was it yesterday? Anyways, doesn't matter, to be honest, because you could have gone him for 60 million guaranteed, 68 million guaranteed. You should have paid 30 to 35 million up front, and the rest of the money could be paid over 2 years. Seems like a bargain. 35 million now, 20 million over the next 2 years. Like, logically thinking, it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, when it comes to Arsenal, if it makes sense, they won't do it. We have seen that already. So, also, I retract my statement partially, right? At the same time, right now that his release clauses expire. The big question is how much Crystal Palace will demand for him. Because right now, after the release clauses have expired, the ball is in Crystal Palace's court. Let's be real. Because I don't see them accepting 50 million, 55, 60, maybe, but that is also coming to push it. Look, Crystal Palace definitely are in the window. They're seeing everything just like we are. They see Birds go for 120, 130, something weird like that. They see some wingers go for 70, 60 million. We signed Madueke just for 52 and all this stuff, right? For me, the big thing is Crystal Palace can ask for Eberechi Eze now how much they want. They can ask 80. They can ask 70. If you want to sign him, pay us that. If you don't, well, we're going to keep him. It doesn't affect us at all, to be honest. Let's be real. Because the way I look at it from Crystal Palace's point of view, we can ask now how much we want. You pay us the money, you get the player, we can go reinvest, especially since they might be losing Gehi as well. Then you look from other side of you don't want to pay the money, we keep the player. It's a win for us. It's a lose situation for you. If you pay the 17 million, you get the player, that's a win for you. We get the money, that's a win for us. In those terms, it's a win-win. So ultimately for Crystal Palace, they are holding all the cards right now. The release clauses are somewhat to kind of protect the club so player doesn't go for cheap. At the same time, it also allows some teams, if they haven't renegotiated the release clause, to get player for somewhat cheaper than he should be being. And for England international, who has proven him on high levels in Premier League for England and everything, I think that's a very good deal of business. 68 million, 35 or so right now, rest of 30 over the next 2 years. Seems logical to me. Seems very, very obtainable if you are Arsenal Football Club. But right now, since they have expired, right, they can ask, as I said, 70, 80, 90 million based on the market that's flying around right about now. And Arsenal will be left with nothing. Then land a loan option for Nicholas Jackson or Nkunku at the end of the day. We could see that happening. Because I don't think Crystal Palace will sell for 50. If not, even less to some extent. Or even 55. 55, 60 would be if we genuinely push it. That would be lucky. Because also, Steve Parish is no nonsense type of guy. Let's be real. Let's be real, people. Arsenal won't get Eze, just know they will screw it up. It kind of feels that way. Expired already. Thank you, Sheldon. But we could get him cheaper. It's a risk, though. Exactly. That is the biggest thing. For me, that is a big thing. We could get him for cheaper, but that again, shoulda, woulda, coulda. From that point of view, we could get him for 40. Well, let's just say, obviously, I'm over exaggerating, right? But we could get him for 40, for 50. Then again, Crystal Palace can ask 80. And if they ask 80, do you think Arsenal will go for him? No chance in hell. Let's be real. So it is. I guess it is what it is. It's a very big gamble to some extent at the moment. Because the money was set, the terms, if you can believe, rumors are set, 35 now, rest of the over 2 years. If that is the case, smart business, makes sense. But again, as I said, if it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it. And now we are in this position where basically getting Eze is a coin flip. Either we're going to get him maybe for cheaper, or we will have to overpay even more than those release clauses. And then you get all throughout the whole window. Signing Noni Madueke will not affect Arsenal. Is separate from Eberechi Eze deal, for example. It's a separate deal. Well, looking at this right now, it's a complete lie. Because we are at the moment, to some extent, we need to sell to buy type of situation. Like, make it make sense. Big up BBK, by the way. Big up BBK. I hope your ACL recovery is doing well. It's going really, really well. Big up, big up, big up. Go subscribe to BBK Sports as well. And also smash the likes on this stream as well. Subscribe if you're new. Sheldon Arsenal always look for a cheap deal in it. Yeah, exactly. And that's how we get ourselves these players like Marquinhos, Fabio Vieira, and all them, man. Big up Hyper Protagonist. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Big up every time. Yeah, big up every. I am not sure as they will work at Arsenal. And that is actually a fair thing. But again, for me, the biggest thing is every single time, I'm not too sure whether this player will work at Arsenal. And then you know how I hear those statements, and I totally, with all due respect, right? For me, Eze will work at Arsenal. The issue with this is, I'm not so sure it will work under Mikel Arteta. Eze might work at Arsenal under different manager. Eze would generally work at Arsenal under different manager who actually wants to attack, not control the game at the end of the day. And something similar could be said about Saka. We could see completely different Saka if we get a different manager, completely different, maybe even Martinelli. Because I said this yesterday as well. These days, it's very common to some extent that players succeed or fail in specific clubs solely based on the manager who is at the club and the system that manager plays. Because there are countless examples of players who come to the league, who come to a specific team, and they play that specific style, and they crash out. They look like they have never kicked a ball in their life. Then again, they go to a different team, different manager, different system, different style, and they look like the best player in the world. Obviously, I'm over-exaggerating a bit, but to some extent that is the case. And under Mikel Arteta, I don't think anyone has looked better. I think many players have literally regressed to some extent. Yeah, here is the BBK Sports link. Go subscribe to him, show him some love. Under Arteta, I have concerns as well. Exactly. That is the case. Under Mikel Arteta, that is the biggest concern. That Madueke deal is going to bite us in the ass. And it already has. It already has. Use it not to get Eze. Yeah. Big up, Sheldon. These players are overpriced. Yeah, that is the case. Can you hear the rain, by the way? Serious talk. Can you hear the rain? Like, serious question. Rain? Anyone? But anyways, back to the chat. The players are overpriced. It is. Market is that way. Unfortunately, some very, I would say, average or a slightly above average players go for insane money, to say the least, these days. I think the clauses concern payments are unfavorable to Arsenal, so they wait and negotiate something different, and the price is price. True, could be the case. If Arsenal managed, for example, to do everything, like let's just say they get Eze, they pay 25 million up front, and let's just say 30 or 35 in next years. I hear it over the next 3-4 years. I can hear it, right? At the same time, it's a gamble. All the time, it's a gamble. But I hear it. We need a dynamic player because this passing around the low block is frustrating as hell. It is. Big up, Jackie, and it is that way. The thing is, though, it is like that by design, and it comes from the manager. Hence why when Mabas said that he doesn't think Eze will be a success at Arsenal, I totally get it. I totally and utterly get it. And that is, again, coming down to the manager. Because there is no argument about maybe the quality and the ability of the player, because we have seen it firsthand in Premier League year after year. We have seen it in FA Cup final against Man City, by the way, as well. But that's a completely different manager. It's under Glasner, who has won Europa League multiple times. With Eintracht Frankfurt and the Austrian team, I just skipped my mind right now. And he's now going to go there with Crystal Palace. So I also understand from that point of view. It all comes down to the manager. And unfortunately, it's a very, very, very slim pickings and very rough times if we are start looking from that lens onto the players. Because personally for me, I would say 2, maybe 3 players over the 6-year time of Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. Well, it's going to be 6 years in 4 months. 4 months, 17 days. It's going to be 6 years of Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, right? I would say 3-4 players at best have improved under Mikel Arteta. Rest of them have stagnated, stayed the same, or gone worse. Let's just put it that way. You can. So, anyways, I'm going to keep my window open. Otherwise, it's too hot inside. We got 27, just not feeling it. As if it doesn't press, he does create, but he will get the freedom to drift. He also has an Achilles tear. Yeah, there are lots of arguments to say it against, and there are also lots of arguments to be pro. It's basically pro and cons. You have to weigh them out. And to be honest, also, even if you look at those things, every player is a risk, whether it's going to work out or not, whether he's going to get injured or not. At some point, to improve your team, you have to take a gamble. And the sad part is Arsenal always played safe. No matter how you look at it, they always played safe. For Mikel Arteta, he takes only gamble. Then again, I'm contradicting myself here, but Mikel Arteta signing all these Havertzes and everyone else, it's massive gambles. At the same time, it feels like we're playing safe. We're playing safe. Top 4, safe. Going for tile, no gamble. Just playing it safe at the end of the day. Then again, signing those players is a massive gamble. And most of the time, not most, all the time, pretty much, Mikel Arteta has lost. He's betting against the odds and always losing. Xavi Simons would have been better one. Yeah, potentially, yeah, 100%. We can't be against any signings when we don't have the tools. Exactly. We have to try something. Sign Eze, sign a winger. Exactly. That is the case. For me personally, we need 3 signings this summer. We need a left wing, we need the number 10, and we need a left back still. That's my opinion on this. And we are in no position to overlook and have any stone unturned in this transfer window. We have done it. We have half-assed our transfer windows every single year, because we get some players that kind of retain the level and increase it by tiny bit to some extent, right? Which basically secures us top 4. After that, well, it is what it is. We just play it safe to stay in that top 4, because the money comes in and nobody complains, at least from Arsenal's board and everyone else. Would love to see a trophy, though. Genuinely would love to see a trophy, though. Because all this talk about transfers with Max Daumann and including not transfer, but per se, with Max Daumann and everything, how much he's going to play, whether he's going to play, it's a big questions there. By the way, as well, if you didn't notice today, Aaron Ramsdale signed for Newcastle. Seriously. Arsenal will soft launch their 3rd kit on Monday, the white one. Actually, okay, let me know what you think of the kit. Thoughts on the kit? On this white kit? Thoughts, impressions of this? You like it? You're going to get it or not? Serious question. Serious question. Will you or not? Senior figures at Arsenal built it like the game with his shine, so I've said the conscious that he is to put it. Okay. Question to you all, because this is a statement I'm kind of interested in, because Arsenal are putting it out there. Well, they're reporting this. Let's just say it as it is. Sources said Max Daumann surprised senior figures at Arsenal with his ability to take the preseason games in his stride. To be honest, he's been arguably one of the best, if not the best player we have seen in this preseason. Maybe together with Saliba. Sources said the club are also conscious that he is, to put it simply, a growing boy, which is, he's 15, let's be real. And Mikel Arteta is therefore inherently prone to protecting him. So sources also told ESPN that the club is impressed with the support network Daumann has around him, and that there are plans to offer him a professional deal around the turn of the year, perhaps in January, well, when he turns 16, let's be real. But I get this protecting stuff. I get it. I understand it. But when you look at him play, it's very hard not to envision him in the team already, because he looks like heads and shoulders above certain players already, which is quite ludicrous to say out loud, but it's actually true. That is actually true. With Max Daumann, it's a completely different story. Like, I get that he's 15, 16, right? 15, he's going to be 16 and everything. But he already looks better than quite a few of our players in forward line, at least, let's be real. So how much time do you envision getting him this season? Serious talk. How much game time do you envision Max Daumann getting this season? I'm not saying, I don't know, minutes, games, I don't even know. 20, I don't know how many. I just say he plays about, 10 games at best? In each game, he plays about 20 minutes, something like that, right? on average. I'm not talking every game, just on average, right? Because I assume in some cup games he could play a full game. In some other games he could play 2 minutes. And we know how Arteta rotates these players. So I would say 20 minutes on average, about 10, 15 games on everything. So I don't know. He has to play. He just has to play. I like the white more than the away kit. I'm not interesting because and this will sound very weird. Personally, and these people are gonna scrutinize me for this. The least favorite kit I like, the kit I like the least from this season, the upcoming season, 25-26 season specifically, is the home kit. Ironically enough. That is the one I like the least, like this one on the screen. I like that one the least. I prefer the white one and the blue one more, which is very contradicting with many Arsenal fans who actually don't like the blue one, like the white one, and like the red and white one. But this red and white, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. Genuinely not a fan of this kit whatsoever. Almost, it's weird. It genuinely is weird. Carabao Cup for Max, so few games because we know if we play it like Newcastle, he's not gonna play. Like we know Mikel Arteta, so I would say 2 games in Carabao Cup, like we had last year against Preston and Bolton, something like that, and then he just holds bench. Yamal is not being protected and is flourishing. Play the 2 lads. No fear is what we need. True. That I also get that because if you're good enough, you're old enough. Let's just put it that way, and he already looks good enough. Maybe not to play full 90, maybe not to play a full half, but to sub him on around 70th minute, 75th minute for 15, 20 minutes and everything. I think he's ready. I think he could be ready. I'm not saying play against him instantly against Liverpool away at Anfield, for example. But you definitely can play him at home against Sunderland or against, I don't know, Fulham even, or teams like that. You can try and play him 100%. He definitely, exactly. Probably only Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and some relegation fodder. Exactly, something like that. Relegation fodder, 100%. But if he doesn't play even in cups, like starts in the cups even, that would be a travesty and a half. He can't play UCL. He's too young, I think he cannot play Champions League. I think that is that. But if we have games against, like we had last year against Girona or Shakhtar or Dinamo Zagreb, why not? Seriously, why not? In those terms, why not? In those terms, yeah, he's 15, he cannot play in Champions League. But if he can, let's just say next year, I don't know, he cannot though. He cannot be registered. But if he could, I wouldn't be against that. Ambrose, big up Ambrose West, he's 15. So yeah, and in Champions League, you can play minimum age is 16. Through players, the players can be registered on list B. Obviously, there are 2 lists. From 15, if they meet specific requirements to be eligible in list A, player must be at least 16 years old at the time of registration. And he's not going to be. He's going to be 16. When is Max Daumann's birthday? December? I think his birthday is on December. Yeah, 31st of December, which means basically midnight. When it's midnight on 2026, he's going to turn 16. So he's definitely not going to play for us in Champions League, unfortunately. In Premier League, well, go ahead then. He should just play under 21s. Like, that is the biggest thing. And I got massive stick and scrutiny in the comments when I said this. Because personally, for me, he was in under 16s, he was annihilating everyone. In under 18s, he was annihilating everyone's. And in under 21s, he also was somewhat. Has he played? Has he or hasn't? I don't remember he played or not. But he definitely should be playing in under 21s, and he should also be playing in the main squad as well if there's a possibility. Because in this preseason, yes, it's only a preseason, we cannot get too hyped. Against Newcastle, he looked like one of the best players, even he didn't play a full game. Like, that for me is the biggest thing. He looked like he's good enough to some extent. Obviously, players are still out of form. They're catching up to it and everything. But Max Daumann looked very sharp and very, very direct, and I absolutely loved it. So he should be playing in under 21s. but also should be playing some games for us in Premier League. I wouldn't be against that. There definitely is a spot for him in those terms, 100%, if you ask me. If you ask me, but you don't. But yeah, I think that kind of covers every single transfer news I wanted to cover today. So right now we're gonna do this, and I need your help. Genuinely need your help quite heavily in this, because I have literally zero goddamn idea. Wait, let me fix my camera because it's doing a bit of a mess here. I have zero idea what I am doing here. Seriously, I need your help with this. Fancy Premier League. FPL, I have no idea what to do, where to do, and why to do. So I need your suggestions. Game week 1 is Friday 15th, obviously. So I have 100 million budget, and there are players. Obviously, I can pick from any category I want. I can search players by name and all this stuff. I need your help. Serious talk. Need your help. Big up Orange Apple. Yo, I'm late to save the day with your FPL team. I just started, so I'm good. I'm good. Jokes aside, I've been top 10,000 last 3 seasons, so I do actually know what I'm on about. So big up to you. Big up. Kai Havertz top. Dude, you and your Benteke suggestions can F off down to DC, you know? Serious talk. You can take your DC who cannot even win a game to save their lives and keep it. We can sell you Kai Havertz, you know? Big up Orange Apple. I need to understand how this works, because I did it once before this game was pretty much a big thing. It was something rather. I built a team and I just didn't check it. I didn't even check it after the season. I built it once. It was about 10 years ago, what it feels like, before the game week 1, and that's about it, and I left it there. I need to understand, how does this work? I have 100 million budget. Okay, I get it. I have 100 million budget. Players cost specific amount of money. I totally get that. These are the points from last season. I would assume so, right? So those players I can put in the team. One thing I know, you cannot have 3 players. Your maximum is 3 players from one team. That's all I know. Seriously, I need your help. Yeah, Marian's Pachar's up top. Big up Southampton fans. Big up to you all. Igor Stepanos at center back. And all them, man. Not too many years left. And Kaspar's Gorkshek center back. Those 3, right? Those 3, I would assume so, right? Pachar's up top, Stepanos, Gorkshek center backs, and everything, right? But yeah, serious talk. How do I start this? Do I start with attackers or do I start with goalkeepers? Like, serious questions. I don't need banter. I actually need help, because I genuinely don't have any effing idea what I'm doing here. Seriously. Anyone can suggest help and do all this stuff? Anyone? Like, I'm asking for a friend. Seriously, right now. I'm asking for a friend. So, like, I can build a squad. Here are the fixtures. Apparently, they change depending on situation and everything. Like, what's happening here? So, the game week 1 and everything. Okay, let's see. Start with putting a 4 million minimum price defender in, and probably a minimum price midfielder. So minimum price is 4 million, right? Yeah, 4 million. Save changes. Here we go. Minimum price goalkeeper, right? Start with putting a 40 minimum price defender in, and probably a minimum defender. Realistically, you'll need 1 or 2, maybe half usable substitutes at most. Okay, so you cannot see the screen. Can you see it now? Kinda. Okay, 4 million goalkeepers. Wait, defenders. I need defenders. 4 million worth of defenders. There are many. There are 4 pages of them. Oh, bloody hell. I am too old for this, seriously. Alex Moreno. Tuanzebe. I didn't know you wanted to get. He's probably gonna say that I need to sign Sescore, or however he says it. I'm not gonna lie. So, now, Alex Moreno, Tuanzebe, Nathaniel Klein, fucking hell, Bogart, Bowley, Achampong, Amas, Soler, Jisoo. Isn't that a singer from Blackpink or something like that? Kapora, Fredrickson, Malasia, fucking hell. Target, Pedro Lima, Megoma, he's injured. Cassie, we have a Pond as well. Like, what is this? Like, I don't know. Like, what? I would go for Rodon, Esteve, or maybe Tuanzebe. Personally, I have gone for Rodon. Who was Rodon? I genuinely, these names, like, I need to get back in football. Oh, Leeds defender, right? Leeds. Who Leeds play in game week 1? Leeds play Everton at Elland Road. I think this needs to be taken into context as well, right? Leeds play on Elland Road. I need to zoom out. This is way too much for me to look at. Roland starts at Leeds. Yeah, that I know. I watch Championship. That much I know for a change. He's only 4 million, and this year new to FPL, there are defensive contribution points. If he does 10 contributions in the game, like tackles, etc., get 2 points. Rodon loves the tackle. Yeah, but that means he can get a red card, and I'm gonna be fucked, won't it? Like, seriously, he's gonna get the red, and I'm screwed. Leeds are shite, so he'll be tackling a lot. Yeah, but it gives him to be subject to yellows, reds, fouls, and if I gather it correctly, you get points for good actions and you lose points for bad actions. If he gives away a penalty, scores an own goal, and all this crap. Keep in mind, he's a min-price defender, so he'll rarely play in the first place in your team, so wouldn't worry too much about who he's playing. Oh, so I'm picking right now substitutions, right? I'm picking substitutions, correct? Do I understand correctly? I'm picking right now substitutions. So I can pick Rodon. No. Remove. Rodon. How do I pick Rodon? Okay. So if I pick Rodon, I need a midfielder, a cheap one, right? 4 million. 4.5 is the cheapest one. So personally, Fulham, West Ham, Oxford, Young, lol. Ramsey, Adwemi, Bournemouth, Traore. Bournemouth have been rinsed in the transfer market. I kind of don't want to pick Bournemouth, although he is a backup. Whoa. Cole, Stamage, Fletcher, Kane, Morehouse, Nyoni, Morton, McConnell, Bajcetic, Biaby, Heath, Ebre, Bates, Ume, Rodney, Stocky, Bowie, Ahmada, Paez. He's not going to play for Chelsea. Andre Santos, he's gone. Knight, Mazu, Moran, Donovan. Okay, let's go to page 1. Kabi is not playing for Arsenal. Lokonga is not playing from Arsenal. I'm kind of Dendocker, maybe. Would Dendocker be a good midfielder option? Like Dendocker from Aston Villa. He'll be your bench lad, so don't worry if he gets a red card. It's okay. When you do your transfers, now you can decide subs and starting 11 after. Okay. I pick my 18 now, and then I pick the 11 afterwards. No, fuck's sake, I already am losing this. So what? The next option for me personally would be maybe King or what's its face? Or Miley from Newcastle. Those are my other 2 options personally. It would be King or Miley. That's just my opinion. How I envision this, at least, from all the points I'm getting and all this stuff. For me, it would be then Miley or King from Fulham. That's the same King I'm thinking, right? That's the same King. Those 2 are my next 2 options. Because there's nobody better in those terms. I could pick an Arsenal player, but I want some Arsenal players in the starting 11. So, and that's a bit different story, of course. What about Aaron Ramsey from Burnley? He definitely will start for. Well, he's gonna play for them most likely. But Burnley are relegation fodder to some extent, so he also wouldn't work. Like, seriously, like Ramsey also wouldn't work because he's relegation fodder anyways. So it's kind of weird. Depends on what formation you want. If you want to do a 3-5-2, then you don't need a minimum price midfielder. But if you want 4-3-3, you should have a minimum price mid and not a minimum price striker. I want 4-3-3 solely because I want some fullbacks that actually get some points, because I think Robinson could be good for points and players like that. I think I'm going to go with 4-3-3 in those terms. I think I'm going to go with 4-3-3 when I pick that. So I need a minimum price midfielder. I think I will go for 4-3-3, hence why I'm asking, would Miley, King, or where was he? Or Ramsey be a good option? That's why I'm asking this. Also, Traore could be an interesting one from Bournemouth. Like Hamid Traore would be also an interesting one, personally. That's just that's just what I see and how I see it, because I have genuinely no goddamn idea what I'm doing here. Serious talk. And I don't. I was. Yeah. See. Yeah. It's Ramsey for Burnley. Exactly. Now, we have two players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We need one more player. Gehi is not. Wait. All players. Save changes. 4.5 for Gehi. Is that good? Like, Gehi is a weird one, because if he moves to Liverpool, it's a completely different situation in it. Like, seriously. It would be a weird situation in it. Goalkeeper next. Okay, let's see. Goalkeeper next. Goalkeepers. Save changes. Let's just say back. Reset. Done. Remove. All players. Goalkeepers. Freaking hell, I'm too old for this. Goalkeepers. So, goalkeepers that I would expect to actually be good. I wouldn't go above 5 million. Oh my god, there is so okay, 5 million. Let's see. Sells from Forest. They have lost Elanga. They still have Murillo, Milenkovic. Aina has stayed. I would say Sells is the obvious option, isn't it? Sells is the obvious option. I would go either 5 and 4 or 4.5, 4.5, or 4 and 4.5. Okay. So the way I see this, it should be Kelleher from Brentford, even though Brentford suck. They're gonna suck this season, given that they're losing everyone left, right, and center. For me, it's Sells. I would say Sells. And the other goalkeeper would be, where is it? I would put in actually no. How about, wait, let's move. Genuinely. Hey, fucking hell, don't know any of Dennis Petrovic, McGill, Slanya, Benitez, Matthews, Turner, Lecomte, Melier, useless goalkeeper. Mamardashvili is an interesting one. I don't know even. Petrovic or Sells? I'm going Sells, personally. I'm going Sells, right? So the other one should be about 4 million. So if we change the money to 4 million, what do I have for 4 million? Dubravka would be an interesting one. I'm not gonna lie, Dubravka would be a decent one as a secondary goalkeeper. So if you do Kelleher and a 4.0 or Kelleher and another 4.5 that have games that work well with each other, so when one has a shit game, you can swap in the other. True, but I'm very afraid of Brentford personally, because they have lost Buemo, they might lose Wissa, they have lost Norgard, ironically enough, and all these players. I'm not so sure what to expect from them, so I kind of am very, very regarding them. So I much rather, for example, do Sells and then go for, like, I don't know, Bentley or Dubravka maybe. For me, Dubravka would be an interesting one. Whatever you choose. For me, it's between Darlow and Kinski. Why Darlow? Where's Darlow? Darlow, Kinski. Why don't you like Dubravka? Oh, Leeds. Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's do it. You convince me. Let's do it. Okay, what's next? Forwards, midfielders, defenders. I need to sort this out to some extent. I need to sort this out somehow. I think the next we do is attack, innit? Attack is the one. Kinda, let's just put it that way. I think we need to get some attackers in. For defenders, only have 6 million one. Defenders, save, 6 million. So Guardiol, he's the cheapest one, or the most expensive one. Okay. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, let's do it this way. 6 million. Okay, back. 6 million. Okay. Is it bad that I really want to go for Saliba or Murillo? But that puts in 2 Nottingham Forest players, which definitely will screw me up, innit? So personally, Arsenal play United in the first game. Who do Liverpool play in the first game? Liverpool play, where are they? Bournemouth in opening day. Freaking hell, that's not fair. Defenders get points for goals, assists, clean sheets, and defensive contributions. So wait, let's see. How much is Robinson? 5 million, right? Okay, so if I go this, Saliba, Robinson, then I change it to 4.5. Remove that, of course. Now, we play, so the games, I would go also for 4. Let's see, Van de Berg, Veltman, Madsen, Paul Torres, Aston Villa, right? Tete, Fulham, Maguire, Mavropanos, lol. What else is here? Hoover, Bueno, Volker Peters, Aguerd, Vuskovic, Takai. Like, too many options, you know. Rodon, it's picked. So, wait, hold on. 4.5, right? How much Osno, Welsh, Dixon, Rob Holding, you know? Rob Holding, you know? Low? Rob Holding, man. Kuiper, Brighton, right back. Or left back, I forgot now. Mapcom, Bevans. I'm thinking about the Kuiper. I'm telling you that much right now. Thinking about the Kuiper. Delcroix, Clark, Kachuri, Nichols, nobody cares. I'm going to let you decide, but I'll tell you my current defenders: Van Dijk, Murillo, Wan-Bissaka, Roldan, Vuskovic, and I'm playing 3 at the back. I'm very tempted at the moment by Tarkovsky. Okay. I see. So what I'm gonna go for, and people probably will dislike me for this, I would assume. So where is it? Dragoshin, Fofana, Tuanzeme, Charleston, and Van de Ven. I'm gonna go with. The dog is injured, right? So where did I see him? But Richard Zabi, Lascelles, Leon Ramsey, Nalo Schmidt, Byram. Like, I'm not gonna go for Stroik. As much as I like Stroik, I'm not gonna go for him. I'm gonna go for the Kuiper. Yeah, the Kuiper. And I'm gonna change it to 5 mil. And I'm gonna put in. Where is it? How much is Kerkez? Kerkez is 6, right? Yeah, crap. So 5. I'm gonna go. So I have a left wing defender. Like this. This is my defense. That would be my defense. Basically, Saliba. Wait, wrong. Zoom in. Saliba, Robinson, the Kuiper, and Gehi. That would be my options. The Kuiper actually was very good in Belgian league, so I'm swinging into that direction because Brighton also are very good at playing the youngsters and playing these players, making them look very good. They attack through wing backs as well, so I'm kind of very convinced he could do some damage. Big up Yassa and shut it. Seriously, just shut it. If I could change, probably would be Robinson, but really good for a first draft. Yeah, like who Fulham play? Like that for me is another question. Fulham play against Brighton. Oh bloody hell! Kuiper versus him. Oh my god. Big up, Yasa. Big up. Hope you're doing well. Big up, big up, big up. So now we go into the midfield, right? Or we go to the attack. What we are doing here? Because I know that in FPL, if I'm not mistaken, some defenders or some midfielders, some attackers get classified as midfielders. So where do we go from next? Midfield or not? Not gonna lie, I don't even have a league, by the way. So I'm not so sure what I'm gonna do with this. I've never been in a league. I know there are leagues and stuff like that. Up to you. Who would you rather do, mid or attack? Well, depends. Midfielders. Well, I kind of have to, don't I? Mohamed's son. I need one big one, right? Then I would do. Okay, let's go. Where is it? Caicedo 5.5. That sounds decent. How about this? Does this look good? I don't know. I'm just brainstorming here. Salah, Palmer, Bruno Guimaraes, and Caicedo. Although I want somebody else. That for me is the big thing. I would love to have somebody else. Where is it? I was thinking about Brennan Johnson, first things first, from Spurs. And also was thinking about Tielemans from Aston Villa. But go figure. And McAllister as well. Big up Most Wanted, saying preparing a bid for Eze. What the hell? I don't know. It's Arsenal. Probably bidding for Eze means we figured out what's name of his godmother or something like that. Don't hate it. However, Maresca is trying to turn Caicedo into a right back, so might not be great for any attacking returns. And that is that. Yeah. So if I do this, right? If I take him out and I put in McAllister expensive though, 6.5. McAllister, how much is Kudus? Good one. 6.5. How about this? I have 24.5 million spent. Midfielders also don't say clean. I figured as much. I genuinely figured as much. What do you have for attackers then? Back, reset, attacker, forwards. Here we go. And let's remove that. For 5.5, best predicted defensive returns is Elliott, Anderson, and for Forest. Yeah, I can see that. That's why I'm that Robinson Forest thing. Attack. Now, attack. Attack. That for me is a big issue. Attack. Seriously. I currently have Salah, Palmer, Wirtz, and Anderson. Hold on. Do this. Remove. What about Cunha is too expensive. Morgan Gibbs White for midfield. It kind of could be a good one. I'm looking for attacking players as well, I'm I'm kind like this is the nuts part. I'm kind of thinking about this, and I have no idea. Bernardo Silva. Remember they're doing 4-3-3. You don't need 4 good midfielders. True. I can look also at wingers. If I put, let's just say, Kudus, Palmer, and those, then yeah. And McAllister, let's just put him in for once. Let's see what does that put us when we go to forwards. Forwards is the interesting one. So who plays? West Ham, Wolves, Chelsea, Palace, Forest. I'm gonna put in Chris Wood. How much I have left? 17 million, you know. I have some money to spend. 17 million. I want to put in Isak, but I'm very scared to put in Isak, if you get what I mean. Let's just go for 12. Let's see what 412 has. You know what? Screw it. I'm putting in Gyökeres. He's gonna play against them. Strand Larsen for Wolves is actually a very decent shot in those terms. Like that. I want to put Gyökeres. You know what? I could actually play 4-4-2 with 2 strikers. I think so. That actually could, bro. I was gonna do Victor. I need someone from Arsenal. I have only Saliba, man. Allow it, bruv. Allow it, bruv. I need someone from Arsenal in there. Saka is an attacker, right? He's a midfielder. Fuck's sake. Saka is a midfielder. Hold on. What do you mean? I don't see Gyökeres either. I know, but I have to do something in this, don't I? I want to put him in. I need some copium, you know? I need some hopium and copium and all that crap. So, Strand Larsen. Like, for me, the big thing is right now, I have 9 million to spend. 9 million. And that, again, leaves quite a bit of options, don't it? Around price. Put it by price. With your budget, I would go min price striker and upgrade midfield. Like, I was looking at that because I have 9 million left, and I thought literally I could go for like 5 million striker. Not Bamford, maybe. Fabio Silva, Kalajic, Redmond, Barnes, Kupi, Morgan, Margiu, Wheatley, Eva, Luchmin, Anksha, Chiove, Fraser. So nothing great there. What's in 4.5? What's in 4.5? Sheriff, Bundle, Scarlet, Fraser, like nothing there. Let's just go for 5.5 then. Fleming, I'm gonna put Beto in. Genuinely gonna put in Beto and improve my midfield. Katsoulas, Bamford, Mencho, Fabio Silva, yeah. For 4.5 million and upgrade Kudus to Saka or even McAllister like to Vert or something. Yeah, that could be the move. That genuinely could be the move. Like if I take him out and put like reset and put in Saka, right? I literally on the money. On the money. How much is Verts? He's 8.5, so 2 million more. So if I take, I need 2 improvements. I need, like, if I take out Strand Larsen, let's just say if I take out Strand Larsen, right? Forwards 4.5. Do this. Then I put in, wait. let's just say Barnes, and I take him out and put in Vert. Reset and put in Verts. What about this? What about this? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What about this? Where's Raya? He's somewhere. What about this? Barnes, Gyökeres, and Beto, and then midfield of Salah, Palmer, Verts, and Saka. Defense of Saliba, Robinson, Kuiper, Gehi, and Darlov sells as backups Rodon and Ramsey. What about this? Even though I'm kind of tempted to change Mark Gehi to somebody else. I'm very tempted to change Mark Gehi to somebody else, though. How much is Anderson? Okay. Do you think changing Gehi to Anderson would be a decent one? Or not? Taking out Mark Gehi and putting in Anderson from Fulham. Would that be a decent one? Like for me, like that. That is the nuts one. That is genuinely the nuts one. I'm just thinking about this. Technically, I am good. I think I am good. For me, the biggest question is about that Robinson. Robinson at left back is very decent. He does good things. So I don't play 3 at the back. I don't want that. So I kind of could do it from there. You know what? I'm going to submit it. No. Let's do it this way. How can I change captain? Where's the captain? I don't want him to be the captain. What the hell is that? How can I change the captain? How can I change the captain? Serious talk. Changing the captain. Details, everything. Click on the player you want to be captain. Okay. Okay, here we go. And like that. Is this okay? For me, it's kind of done. For me, it's kind of done. This would be the team. This would be my team. Serious talk. This would be my team. Big up Orange Apple. Big up to you. Thank you. Wait, hold on. Save your team. Your team has been saved. Okay, cool. Thank you. That actually was fun. I'm not gonna lie. That actually was fun. Afterwards, we're gonna change some other stuff probably. Not gonna bench boost or something like that. Big up. Thank you so much. But yeah, people, I think on that note, I'm gonna end today's stream definitely because I've been a bit too long live too longer than I wanted to be. We're gonna pick up tomorrow where we left from. We're gonna talk about a bit more FPL because I need some guidance in terms of, I don't know, should I join a team or should I do this or should I do that? Join leagues and all this crap, the bench boost, triple captains and all this stuff. We're gonna get into that tomorrow. But for today, I'm gonna be signing off. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you haven't already, like the stream, subscribe if you're new. Go check out my YouTube short and TikTok I posted today. It's a good one. A United fan, big up to you, my man. Big up to you. Big up. Thank you so much for your help, Orange Apple. Big up to you, my man. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a nice evening. Have a nice day tomorrow. And hopefully I'm going to see you very, very, very soon. Peace.